Welcome to another edition of For the Health of It. I'm your host, Corian K. Paget, and today I have with me the Mississippi Muscle himself, Andrew Crumbly. How you doing, Mr. Crumbly?
How's it going, man? Appreciate it having me. Everything's good over here, man. How you doing?
I'm doing quite well, Andrew, I know you went to Ocean Springs, and I know you're from that area, or you lived in that area, but are you from the Gulf Coast?
No, actually, man, my dad was in the military. Um, I think he enlisted in some time in the early '80s, and I was actually born in Germany, and but my family is rooted in Laurel, Mississippi. So I'm very familiar with the Laurel, Hattiesburg area, and then say in 1990 we moved to North Carolina,
Okay.
where I spent about 10 years there from like the 1990 up until 2000. And then we packed up and moved down here to Ocean Springs, and Ocean Springs High School is where I graduated
Okay, good deal. Good deal.
2003.
All
Hmm.
right. I didn't mention, but Andrew, Mississippi Muscle is a bodybuilder. Uh, Before you started bodybuilding, were you into sports?
Um, yeah, I actually played football. I started in middle school. Actually, yeah, I started in middle school. Played Pop Warner football and played a little bit of middle school ball. And let's see, yeah, I continued up and through high school and stood out at Ocean Springs High School. And then I went to Jones County Junior College, played 2 years there. Well, 1.5 years. I tore my Achilles and my ACL on my second year up there at JC. So brought me back home and got to work, man.
Okay. All right. So before we get into your bodybuilding, what position of football did you play?
I played in high school. I played tailback,
Okay.
and then in college, I played linebacker, outside linebacker.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, man, but I went to Gulf Coast with your brother, Andre. And
Oh, Andre, yeah.
yeah, we got there at the same time. He
Mm,
was a Ocean Springs guy. I'm a Biloxi guy, but very
mm,
cool dude. I think he played fullback in high school, and then got to Gulf Coast and was playing DB. Uh,
yeah.
Man, and the thing, not to talk about anybody on the JUCO level, but people go JUCO for three reasons: talent wise, uh, grade wise, eligibility, and also maybe they just didn't get scouted well. So that's the
Mm,
three reasons why. Uh,
right.
I'd have to say your brother's reason is that latter reason because he definitely had the grades and he could ball.
Yeah.
In fact, he left early. Uh, they always talked
Yeah.
about how intelligent your brother was for the team. I was the manager, I think, when he was there. Yeah, and
Okay.
he helped us win a national championship, man. So
Hmm.
again, stayed friends with him on social media, and now that's how I started following you and your bodybuilding pictures.
Okay. I had no idea, man. Yeah. Yeah. He definitely envy him grade wise, book wise, man. He's very smart, man. He was building computers in elementary school, so it's just crazy how smart he is. And then my two boys, how smart they are. My oldest boy, um, my middle, he's what 12 now.
Mhm.
No, he's 11, and I got a 12-year-old. But the middle one, he was very into technology. So he's in robotics now, and he just kind of takes after what Dre does. Very smart, um, and loves the technology. So I see that in him when I look at him, man.
Good deal, man. So you stopped playing around, if I'm guessing these years correctly, you stopped playing ball around like '05, '06s. So what were you doing to stay active athletically?
I think, well, I wasn't really into the gym as heavy as I am now until after football. I say that. When I moved back to Ocean Springs, we had a lot of gyms open up. Like we had World's Gym,
Hmm.
we had Gold's Gym that was getting ready to close down. We had E Fitness over there in Biloxi.
Right.
Ironworks opened up. Um, so there's a lot of gyms that were up and coming, and the equipment and the movements the different things that you could do with those, those different pieces of equipment just really interests me. And I say another thing that got me interested into training was my mom. She was a bodybuilder
Okay.
over in Germany for about 5 years while my dad was stationed there. She wasn't working or anything like that. But yeah, I would say she's a heavy influence on me getting into bodybuilding as well. She's still active. She lives in Laurel, Mississippi. Still active as far as fitness wise, just taking care of herself.
Right.
So I still, pick the brain on certain things. And, she always talking to me about bodybuilding, this and that, and how she used to do things back in the 80s. So yeah, she's definitely a heavy influence as well as the gym.
All right, good deal. So when was your first time saying, or what time frame, year wise or age wise, were you when you said, you know what, I want to get it to compete?
Oh man, I can't even. I'm gonna say I know my first competition was Pine Belt Showdown, and I want to say that was 2013.
Okay.
But what got me wanting to do that show, I have no idea, man. I couldn't even tell you. Probably just people telling me I needed to bodybuild, or I needed to do a show. I don't think I was even leaning on doing a show until about 2012, 2013. My son was born in '09. My first son was born in '09, and then I wasn't heavily active in the gym until he got uh, raised up a little bit, and then I finally pursued the gym and got in there heavy, and did my first competition. I want to say it was 2013 up
Okay.
there in Kettle.
Okay. So what place did you come in first show?
Oh man, my first show, man, because I didn't even diet correctly. I had no coach. I want to say, well, they got different categories. You got novice, you've got junior, which I don't think they do anymore, and then they got open bodybuilding. And I think I did novice because it was my first competition. The only way you could do novice is if you've never done a competition before, then you can do novice. And I want to say I placed third in novice. Yeah, third in novice. I'm not sure who placed first or second, but I just know I placed third. But there's a lot of things that add up to your placings. Like if you don't, I mean, you can have the look, but if you don't know how to display the look, then I mean, you did all that work for kind of for nothing.
Okay.
So
All right. So uh, first show was 2013. You said you really didn't diet right and you didn't have a coach. Talk to me about how you went about getting a coach and getting your diet right.
well, that same competition I did, Pine Belt Showdown. There's this guy named John Mark, which is my coach now. And me and him, I think he was. I'm trying to think why we even competed against each other. I can't remember why we competed against each other. We were on the same stage as each other at the same show. But during that competition, I only saw, I only saw, I only knew of competitions off of what I saw off of like YouTube and things like that. So you see these guys on stage battling it out, fight for first, second, and third. They're rubbing elbows, bumping elbows. So if you look at like YouTube and you see competitions, you'll see them up there, really battling out. They're bumping elbows and whatnot. So that's all I knew. And this guy named John Martin, which is my coach now, he was right next to me, and he was like the hometown favorite.
Gotcha.
He's still the hometown. He knows everybody. Will talk to everybody. And I'm up there. We're not even neck to neck, man. He's just like he got these big broad shoulders. He got a big back, and I'm up there like I said, novice, and I'm bumping elbows with him. And after the show, I think he wound up winning the show. After the show, he's walking out in the parking lot, and he just stopped me. He was like, "Man, I just want to let you know, man, you got a great physique, blah blah blah," and just let me know, keep my head up, even though I placed third,
Right.
and keep your head up, blah blah. We always have just stayed in touch ever since then. So just the camaraderie that happens whenever you meet somebody, or whenever you meet somebody at these bodybuilding competitions, things like that. You just you connect, you get their number, you connect, you stay in touch, and now, like I said, he's my coach. after, I haven't competed in about 4 years, and I picked him up as a coach. I'd say he's probably my second real coach, but he's a damn good one. So I'm gonna keep him around for good. Yeah,
Okay.
knows his business.
Uh, and so financially, what are you doing to support yourself and your family financially? Because I know bodybuilding isn't the most lucrative sport.
Yeah, it's not, man. It's just bodybuilding is pretty much it's a will.
Hmm.
Like it's, I have no other way to explain it. It's just you getting out there battling, doing it for yourself. Everybody knows, like people think it's like unless you read, you don't know that you don't really get money until you get your pro card
Right.
and you get those first through top 10 spots on the national level, like a Tampa Pro um, or a Olympia or Arnold or something like of that sort. You're not gonna get money at a local. You're only gonna get a trophy. You're actually paying for a trophy.
Right.
So, but as far as what I'm doing, man, I just work a regular 40-hour work week job, man. I work for a company now called Pack. Actually, it's called Muscle Foods, based in Biloxi. There's a vitamin warehouse shop attached to it, but we just go around delivering supplements to all around the South, from about Florida over to Louisiana, up the top of Alabama, up into Tennessee as well. So
Okay.
that's just what I do.
All right. Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
So you had your first show 2013, but you took a 4 year break. Before we get to that break, how was your shows going from 2013 to about 2016?
Um, let's see. I did Pine Belt Showdown. Um, I think after the Pine Belt Showdown, I did in the same year I did Heart of Dixie, which is over in Mobile. Um, I think I did Heart of Dixie again the next year, and then I did Lee Haney Games over in Atlanta, which is a great show. Got to meet Lee Haney. It was an all around good put together show. That was probably my favorite. Um, but so I say those were my shows up until 2016, and just went through some things and took a 4 year hiatus and just trained off and on. I really haven't had I would say a successful off season, but it gave my body the rest that it needed and time to mature. Gave me a lot of muscle maturity for sure. So that's why when I look at my body now versus what it was at 2016,
Right.
man, it's almost a total difference. Especially with my back and my legs. But yeah,
Okay.
those are the competitions that I did up until 16.
Okay. What was the highest place you ever placed before your hiatus?
Uh, let's see. In Lee Haney games, I placed third,
Okay.
and that was a super heavyweight. I've always been like a super heavyweight or heavyweight guy, but I placed third at Lee Haney, and then I placed first. I would say first. I
Okay.
placed first. I haven't won a show up until this year, but up until 16,
Mhm.
yeah, I placed first.
All right. Uh, let's keep moving forward. You took a 4 year break. Can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah. Man, let's see, what was I doing for 4 years? I was basically just working. I was going through some things with, family wise. I was married, got a divorce. Um, marriage and divorce with two boys was real tough. So I couldn't really do a lot. Um, like I said, it costs a lot to do these shows.
Right.
But I really just, at the beginning of 2020, I made up my mind. Um, my mind was right in 20 at the beginning, like January 2020. My mind was right, and I just said, I got, I'm ready to get back to it, and picked up my coach, and we got rolling. Um, but yeah, those 4 years. I mean, I really can't say much about them. It was just I was training, but not, I was training to maintain.
Right.
Was I eating properly? No, I was eating a lot of junk. Um, but it's just a flick of a switch in January and got my mind right, man.
Okay. So January comes in, you're committed to training, you're getting your diet right, you're training right, you got your coach, and then the pandemic happens. Are you afraid that your show may get canceled? Tell me your thought process going on during that.
Oh man, it's been 2020 has been interesting, man. So I don't think we started hearing about COVID, and I didn't start hearing about COVID until maybe end of February,
Right.
and I wasn't even thinking about gyms being shut down, and just kind of just snowballed. I mean, I already knew what I was going to do if the gyms had shut down, as far as what I was going to, where I was going to go lift at and things like that. Um, there was one gym that thankfully allowed me to train um, on a regular basis just because I was an existing member.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as far as shows, I had a show mapped out in April. That got canceled. It was some show in Louisiana
Okay.
that got canceled. I think I was all the way down to like 3 weeks out, and then they slashed that show, and then so we had to regroup, and I think we should wind up shutting it down, and then getting back on prep maybe 3 weeks later for getting ready for Battle on the Gulf Coast.
And that was the one
I think
that was supposed to be at Ironworks, right? Or not,
yeah,
but sponsored by them.
yeah, that was at Hard Rock,
Right.
and they wound up. So we was training for that show, and then they moved that one back a whole month. So that gave me another 4 weeks. So I think we were looking for a different show instead of Ironworks or something in between, just so because I was so far conditioned
Right.
and ready for a show. I was trying to find something I could do then, and then go ahead and do Ironworks a month later. But those shows were getting canceled left and right. So Ironworks wound up being, I think it was in July, end of July, and then we got within like 3 weeks, and that got canceled again. And then finally, John Mark had told me that there was a show, Clash at the Capstone in Tuscaloosa, that was definitely going to go on. They had good safety precautions. As far as the seating, like I think it was like 1,000-seat house. They only allowed 300 spectators.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they took some of the seats out and gave everybody like a 6 foot distance.
Right.
So they had some pretty good precautions in place. Shows nowadays, like these pro shows, you'll see them. Some competitors are on stage with masks on.
Right.
Or they may make you have a mask on back of house, back behind the stage.
Right.
Until you get on stage, you can take your mask off and then you put it back on. So these NPC shows are taking it very serious and making it, comfortable for competitors to go ahead and compete. So like, well, there's the New York Pro. They actually are going to move it down to Tampa. Because of the Tampa Pro that they had that show run successfully, so I think they are going to move that New York Pro down there to Tampa and run it the same way. But yeah, as far as the shows getting pushed back, so far, a lot of the shows, I haven't heard of any more cancellations. I say that.
Right.
Now we're getting into national season,
right.
Where the local competitions are still there, but it's like you qualify with these local shows. Now it's time to get to the national shows. So that's where we're at. So they're all looking to run full steam ahead and for these competitors. So
Okay.
looking forward to it.
All right. Before we go into your actual competition in Tuscaloosa, I want to talk about me and you DM'd each other recently, and you kind of broke it down for me, and kind of want you to do that for my listeners also. So there's local shows, and then just tell me the breakdown of like
okay.
shows.
Yeah. So you've got your NPC,
Mm-hmm.
which is the National Physique Committee, and then you've got your IFBB. I can't remember exactly what that stands for.
International
Um,
Federation of Bodybuilding.
yeah, you got it. So first, in order to get a IFBB Pro card, you got to start with the NPC. So anybody can do an NPC competition. Now there's a couple different divisions within NPC as far as the different types of competitions that guys and females can do. Um, so for males, you've got um, physique,
Mm-hmm.
which is board shorts, pretty much like a beach body look. Then you got classic physique, which is pretty much the Arnold Schwarzenegger look, the Lee Haney look, the Chris Cormier look. Um, and then you've got bodybuilding. Um, so those are the three. Yeah, those are the three divisions for males, and then for females, you've got oh man, you got physique. Well, I'll start from soft to hard. You got bikini.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a new comp. You've got a new division called not figure.
It's not called fitness, is it?
No, not
Mhm.
fitness. Wellness.
Gotcha.
Called wellness. So you've got bikini, wellness, figure, physique, and then you've got bodybuilding.
Gotcha.
So there's something for everybody, for all the females.
Right.
Yeah, with wellness, it's more of the bigger glutes, the bigger hams, the track body, like some female that runs track, that
Gotcha.
type of body there. Um, so those are the different classes that you have, and then so anyway, so in order to get qualified for a national show, you have to win at least first, second, or third. I think this year because of COVID, they've even extended it to first, second, third, or fourth.
Okay.
So if you place 1 through 4, then you qualified to go to the national stage. And I think there's only a handful, like 6 or 7 national shows that you can do, and they hand out pro cards there.
Gotcha.
So in order to get a pro card, you have to place. And each one's different. Each show is different. But the shows that you can qualify at, the national shows I'm talking about, you've got Junior USA's, Nationals, Junior Nationals, um, North Americans, which is the one I'm getting ready to do on September 5th. And then I think that's all of them. 5.
Okay.
Oh no, there's a Team Universe.
Gotcha.
That's in Teaneck, New Jersey. So there's 6, and I might be missing one. But you just place usually first or second in your class, um, or which equates to pretty much top 5 in the whole show. Usually top 5 in your whole division. You get your pro card, and then from there, man, you get your pro card, then you can start competing in IFBB.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's circle back to your recent competition in Tuscaloosa. You know, I know it was a little trying to figure out what show to get to, and all those getting canceled and postponed. But talk to me about going to Tuscaloosa and competing.
Well, my first show, man, I was excited. Um, I think well, I'll tell you this, I was a little intimidated, um, just because it was my first show in 4 years. And, it's crazy because whenever all you know is you. I'm down on the coast. There's not really a lot of bodybuilders down here on the coast. And I don't see a lot of, I don't get to see a lot of competitors unless I go to like Jackson. Occasionally I'll go to Jackson and train with some lifters up there. But just down here, man, I don't really have anybody to, um, see on a daily basis or train with on a daily basis, except my workout partner,
Right.
which also competes as well. But it's like I said, it was pretty intimidating whenever you walk in the lobby and you see a bunch of bodybuilders, and like it just kind of, I ain't let it get to me, but it kind of messes with your head. You see, like, dang, that dude look good. I wonder what he's doing, or dang, he's shredded, or blah blah blah. You start not kind of start thoughts start creeping in your head, and it can kind of throw things off. But you kind of just got to fight that and just know, just believe in yourself. Um, but as far as walking in the lobby and just seeing everything, I was excited. My coach was there, got to talk to him, and he looked me over. We went through some mandatory poses. He was right there by my side, and just tell me, what I needed to do. That's pretty much what a coach is there for, man. Take all the guesswork and the all that type of stuff, away from me, man. He was right there. I needed like a pack of mustard. He went and got it for me to go with my food. So it's just, so like I said, that's what a good coach is there for. But as far as Tuscaloosa as a whole, man, I thought the show was ran really, really well. They made it very comfortable. There was a lot of things, like I was forgetting stuff left and right. Like I said, my coach was there. Like I forgot to bring a check to pay for the show. It's a lot of stuff going through your head. You just trying to get back in the groove. So I was like, dang, I've been out the game a while. But yeah, it was cool.
Good deal. Good deal. So you mentioned earlier that you came at first before, but you never won the overall show. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I came in first in my class because you got different classes.
Right.
Usually they're broken up by body weight as far as bodybuilding and classic physique. They were broken up by body weight, and then physique is broken up by height.
Gotcha.
So my stage weight is usually about 231. Yeah, I've gotten down about lately. 231 is about it. I think Tuscaloosa I was 232. So anything above 225 is super heavyweight.
Okay.
So in my past shows, I've been a heavyweight, and I think when I very first started, I was light heavyweight. So I was saying I placed first in my category as far as my weight class. But for Tuscaloosa, I placed first in my class, and then I won overall. The overall show.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. That broke it down for me a little bit because I was like, man, how'd you win first, but you didn't win the show? I understand. So basically, they take the winner from each class and put them up against each other.
Exactly. Yeah. So exactly. So yeah, that's how they determine who is the overall winner. Because there's usually, it still happens, but not historically, but usually I find that the light heavy class is shredded more shredded, I'll say more shredded. And then my class is usually just has more muscle to it,
right?
But it's hot. It's more hard to diet down. So I don't know how to put it. Just the light heavies look more put together.
Gotcha. Okay. You mentioned something about being conditioned, and I've heard that a lot. I've listened to a couple of Ronnie Coleman interviews, and I think it was a Lee Haney interview, where he said guys just aren't conditioned like they used to be. What does that word conditioned mean?
So when you talk about conditioning, you're talking about, like a prep runs, like some people will do 16-week preps.
Right.
Most will do a 12-week. It's usually about 12 weeks. Like you can get the job done in 12 weeks. So from the start of prep up until your show, your what you're eating in the kitchen has to be 100%. Your cardio has to be 100%. Your weight training has to be 100%. So when we're talking about conditioning, like your body fat, you're slowly on a decline on your body fat, in order to come in condition. So like the key tell of somebody not being conditioned is, what do your glutes look like? Somebody like a true person, like a true coach, is say what your glutes look like, because that's usually the last thing. But the fat is the last thing to come off,
right?
Is on your glutes or your hams, on your hamstrings.
Gotcha.
That's like, because I don't know. It's like I said, the glutes is the last thing to go as far as fat.
Okay. All right, makes
Yeah.
sense to me. Before I get you out of here, man, I got a couple of things I want to ask you about, man. I've been following you for a little while now, so I know we have something in common besides the bald head. Uh, Carolina Panthers. What's up with
Yeah.
that team?
Oh man, I keep scratching my head, bro. I don't know. Like we just got rid of. I mean, whenever we get rid of people, I'm like, maybe it's time to go. I'm like, dang, it's so hard to get rid of what worked. Like we were so well put together.
Right.
Um, it's just crazy, man. When I see a clip come across my phone saying we got rid of such and such or whatnot. But as far as our team, man, I don't know. I think our backfield is going to be straight as always. I don't know. I don't know about Teddy Bridgewater as far as
Yeah,
what we're going to look like.
I'm not expecting Teddy to take us to the promised land at all. And
Yeah,
it's weird though, because you got a guy like McCaffrey. I'm like, I mean, he's basically going to be wasted because if you look at the average running back's career span,
hmm
5 years, you got a good running back, and then
yeah,
it tapers off.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully he's a little different, man. We'll see. Hopefully run his man to the ground,
Right.
and we're gonna be no good. Man, I just look at we had Davis and Quickly, and I mean Quickly, he's got to do what he got to do. But man, ooh, we
Man,
had a stout linebacking core, and I
we
was like,
did
man,
Shaq, or yeah, Shaq's still there
yeah,
though, right?
Shaq Thompson, I believe he is still there. Yeah, yeah, he's still there. Um, I'm not sure what our secondary is like. I know what's the name is leading our cornerbacks, Jackson, Dante Jackson.
Right.
I'm not sure what our receiving core is looking like, but man,
That's the two things right there. Our DBs and our receivers. Those have never been the strongest. Even the year we
mm-mm,
went to the Super Bowl, we had
mm-hmm,
Josh Norman, but the next year we let him go.
yeah,
Man,
yeah,
I just don't know about our team, man. Like I'm gonna be cheering for the Patriots a little bit because of Cam. I'm not a big Patriot guy or not a big Belichick guy, uh, but I'm definitely a Cam fan.
yeah. Shoot, we the same. We got the same thing in common there. I think I saw you post something about Cam the other day,
Yeah.
or something about the Patriots the other day. I can't remember what it was. I was like, man, Carolina Panthers fan too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Man, look, I'm 5'9" on a good day, and I played receiver in high school. So
okay,
there's not many 5'9" receivers walking around the NFL. So I had to tailor my game after somebody. So I chose Steve Smith.
oh man,
And
yeah,
I
no
mean,
one better.
and don't get me wrong, man. Don't start thinking I'm Speedy Gonzalez over here because I'm definitely not. So I tailored my game after like a mix between Steve Smith, in my mind, Steve Smith and Hines Ward.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Them two. Steve Smith was a monster on that thing. Like he'll trash talk you to death and get inside your head and have you messing up, spinning around.
Right.
It's crazy.
That,
Yeah.
that's how I became a Panthers fan, man. So how long you been a
Okay.
Panthers fan?
Man, I was in North Carolina when they became established. So '95. I think they established in two. I think they established in '94 actually.
Right.
But yeah. So I'm gonna say '95. Um, so like man, we had that run to the Super Bowl. I was buying every little piece of Carolina Panthers
Right.
gear left and right. And I was like, man, these mothers around here was hating me.
I bet. Oh yeah. Uh, I got my little Cam Newton Funko Pop in the room, man, and I've been a Cam, like I said, man, I've been a Cam fan since he was at Auburn that first year or that
Yeah,
open year. I saw him, I was like,
yeah,
this dude is special, y'all. Like,
yeah,
and he goes on to the Panthers, and at that time, I'm looking at our team like, man, I think the only thing we really need is a quarterback. I mean, even though the quarterback
yeah.
and everything, but we had Steve Smith. We had the two running backs,
Mm-hmm.
Stewart and from Memphis. What's his name from Memphis? D'Angelo Williams. Uh,
Yeah.
man, so I was just like, man, we get a quarterback, and sure enough, man, Cam came in and basically
Mm-hmm.
lit the league on fire. And then if you look at how I think they kind of mismanaged his career. think
Oh yeah.
they tried
Oh
to
yeah.
make him do too much.
Hmm.
They took everything away from him, and it kind of he won the MVP, took us to the Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
had he had D'Angelo Williams, who I think D'Angelo Williams was still in the league in 15,
Hmm.
on the NFL, it might have helped us. Steve Smith definitely would have helped. I think he might have just retired right after that, or right before
Yeah.
that. But man, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know about our Panthers, man.
Yeah. I wish they would have had. I wish they had more time. Them to. I wish they had more time for them to be, teammates a little bit. But yeah, we had. I think we had Tolbert
Yeah,
as a fullback. We had who else was in the backfield? We had three backs at a time.
yeah. We had it was Tolbert for sure, D'Angelo Williams, and Jonathan Stewart. I remember those three for sure.
Hmm. What was McCaffrey playing with?
McCaffrey came in with Stewart. I think like Stewart's
Yeah,
last year.
last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So he kind of handed over the reins there. Cause shoot, McCaffrey was he was doing what Stewart was doing. So
right.
that's why they let him go. But then they had Julius Peppers, and then on top of that, they let Ron Riviera. I don't think that was a good move,
I
man. I
don't
mean,
even. I don't even.
I don't think that was a good
He
move.
did so much for that community. I mean, I'm not living in Charlotte, but
Yeah,
I just from the outside looking in, I think he did so much for that community and meant so much to that community.
yeah,
The way they let him
yeah,
go. I mean, they did get a new owner, so it's only so much to expect with the new owner. He's
yeah.
not attached to anybody. He wants his own Super Bowl run.
Hmm.
So I guess that's only
So
fair.
yeah, I'm like, man, I'm guessing we'll see what they'll do. Like, I don't expect anything to happen this in the first 2 weeks, like first year for sure, just because of what's going on with COVID and all. I don't even know how to even have
NFL season.
a season this year. Like,
Uh,
I don't understand how they do. I know they just canceled. I think they just canceled NCAA football, didn't they? Had you heard anything about that?
nah, man, is this breaking
No.
news?
I thought
I
it was the
seen
other day.
I seen Mac, whatever the Mac is. They canceled their football season.
Okay, okay, I could be wrong. Let me speak then. Um,
But I know Southern Miss has switched this schedule up because so many of their opponents have canceled their season. So
okay,
yeah, I think
yeah,
that
that was Mac.
okay. All right, man. I thought you had some breaking news for me, man. I was about
Ooh,
to jump this episode early.
backtrack.
Oh man. But Andrew, we appreciate you being on, man. Before you get out of here, you got any shout outs or shout out your social media?
Yeah, man. I'm only on Instagram. Instagram is Mississippi underscore muscle. I believe it's Mississippi underscore muscle. It might be all together, but I'm gonna go with Mississippi underscore muscle on Instagram. I don't have any other handles, so that'd be it, man.
Okay, good deal, man. Hey, this show actually comes out after your show in September, so I wish you best of luck before then, and hopefully I can edit it and say you're the winner uh, before this drops, man. But I appreciate you coming on. This is
Hopefully,
another episode of For the Health of It.
appreciate it, man.